introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live, Laugh, Larry. It's the show where we can all get dad advice from my dad, Larry. And before I introduce you today, Dad, I thought it'd be a good time to introduce myself because I'm now realizing that even though we've done 4 episodes, not once have I introduced myself. So, hi everyone, my name's McCary. I make YouTube videos. You can find me on my YouTube channel at McCarySB. And for funsies, I decided to start this podcast with my dad. So, Dad, to prove that you're my dad, obviously I know that you're my dad, but listeners out there might think that you're lying. So, to prove yourself, can you tell a story from, I don't know, fatherhood, my childhood?
Oh, okay. I can think of a time you're playing ball. That's a special memory.
You jerk.
I think you got, I was so proud of you. You got the MVP because I think you're the only kid on the team that actually caught a ball.
A fly ball.
It was a fly ball. It was hit right into your glove. I don't know if you saw, but I mean, needless to say, I should tell you, you're only like 6. But
I was
the
like
other
12.
No, the other thing I remember is I think one of your hits, you got a single, and I think they forgot that you guys weren't that big because the base was like, maybe it was too high, but it just when your foot hit the base and you tripped and fell face first, you weren't sliding. It was more just a fall. And I think you're embarrassed, and I was trying not to laugh at you.
My helmet came off.
You were safe. You were safe, which was a good thing.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for that. As always, it's now time for speed round to get you all tuned up to give some of the best dad advice in the gosh dang town.
Yep.
Or the world, I guess.
In the world.
In the world. So, dear Larry, my friend invited me to go skydiving naked. What do I do?
First off, I'm not a skydiver. Why would you dive out of a perfectly good airplane and naked? Yeah, that just takes it to a whole other level. Yeah. The thing is, what would be really bad is if your chute didn't open and they just found some naked person in a field. And all I can say is I think you'd make the news as that's one of the goofiest deaths ever.
Yeah, or one of the best.
Yeah, well, I suppose. Not in my mind.
Yeah.
You asked my opinion. My opinion is I'd go, oh, my God.
Yeah, if you're the one who finds the body, you just say, leave
it. That would
be
worse. That'd be the worst thing.
Yeah, they brought this on themselves. Anyway, sorry to anyone out there who has skydived and
naked.
Not made it, not to be insensitive. So the advice there is to pretend that you're sick.
Yeah, I would somehow beg out. I can't think of a reason to do that. No, I'm sure some people can, and maybe I'm an old fuddy dud, but I'm allowed to be because I'm a bit older.
Yeah, you are an old fuddy dud.
I am. Yeah, I fit the bill.
Awesome. Dear Larry, my roommate doesn't flush the toilet. What do I do?
Never flushes the toilet?
In this fake situation, I'm going to say, yeah, they never flush the toilet.
Never flush the toilet?
They just forget. It slips their
mind. For days?
Ever.
Oh.
They never, ever flush the toilet.
Okay. Now there's 2 ways of looking at it. If they never do it and then somebody goes in and flushes it, that would be just annoying.
Yeah.
Now, if they never flush the toilet and nobody ever goes in and flushes it for them, that would be a sanitation disaster. And eventually they'd have to somehow scoop it out or something.
No.
Because it wouldn't flush if you never flushed the toilet.
Let's go with option 1.
Okay.
Option 1.
Oh, so they just never, you came in the bathroom
after. You have one roommate and one bathroom.
Yeah, and they're counting on you to flush their toilet every
the
time.
Toilet flusher, yeah.
Okay, I guess I would have to say as someone who grew up where we bought water and we only flushed after for number 2.
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
If it was mellow, it'll let it yellow. Whatever. Yeah, if it's yellow, let it mellow.
You'll get there.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, thankfully. But yeah, no, it was you didn't flush all the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, as far as flushing, I think you might want to just leave a note on the toilet just as a reminder.
What would that note say?
Just say, what's your rush? Take time to flush. Hey, you can make stickers like that.
Yeah, if we get into merch, I think that
what's
could be the
rush?
first one.
Take the time to flush. Yeah, that would work.
Larry Espy.
Yeah.
TM.
Yeah. TM.
Perfect. Thank you, Dad.
I think it's BM. Yeah, no. Anyways, no. I know what TM stands for.
For anyone who didn't get that joke, and I find that the best jokes are the ones you have to explain. I think you mean bowel movement by BM.
That's yeah.
Okay, Dad. Okay. All right. Last question. Dear Larry, my girlfriend's mom doesn't like me. What do I do?
Your girlfriend's mom.
Yeah.
Well, that's not as critical as your boyfriend's mom.
Why?
And if you're talking about you specifically.
No, this isn't me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, then it does matter. We better cut that one again.
Yeah.
I you know what I meant.
No.
I thought you were talking specifically about yourself.
None of these. Dad,
oh, okay.
I don't have a roommate. Well, I live with my boyfriend. He does flush the
flushes.
toilet.
Oh, I see.
And no friend has ever invited me skydiving naked.
Oh, man. This clears up a lot.
Oh, my
I feel a lot better about this whole thing now. Okay, so your girlfriend.
A theoretical person is saying, "Dear Larry, my girlfriend's mom doesn't like me. What do I do?" And this could be a man, woman, person, anyone.
Yeah, sure. So the mother of someone you really like doesn't like you.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to. I'm not sure if you could find out why.
Oh yeah, just say, "Hey, lady."
If it's for some reason that, because of your haircut or the clothes you wear or something, really that's none of their business, then I would think that they have the problem more than you do. But if it's because you're being, you're not allowing them to speak, or you're not reacting to their text messages, or some reason that you might be coming across a way you don't want to, then you might have to do some reflecting.
So check yourself. Yeah,
check yourself, obviously. But if it's because they've got the issue, I don't think it's your problem. Yeah,
you have no control of what other people think about you.
No.
Wow, it's supposed to be a funny segment, but that was actually a good nugget of information.
No, but it can be funny. There's, maybe you clear it up and you all laugh about it later. Like, I didn't know you meant it that way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, when you called me beep, 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 beep.
I didn't know what that word meant. You could play dumb.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're all primed and ready to go. So with that, it's time for our first question.
Okay.
And this one is coming from Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hi, Larry. Hi, McCary. It's Caitlin. I am so curious how within established careers, within a routine and, the day-to-day, for lack of a better word, monotony, how do you add more joy and creativity and wonder into your day-to-day life?
Wow. Good question.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah. Thanks, Caitlin.
Do you have an idea, Dad?
In terms of creativity and energy and making something out of nothing, I take my hat off to you. And, it's obvious from reading comments on your YouTube channel, you're inspiring people to do things they haven't done for a while, or to try things. So that's inspired me. I think Caitlin's question is a good one. How do you do that? Because I'm trying to get it back.
I think with social media, at least for myself, it's really easy to think that the only way to be creative or to have a creative outlet is to be a graphic designer, or be a really good looking lady who makes pottery in a really amazing pottery studio, or be a TikToker or a YouTuber. And I think there's so much room to be creative in the day-to-day 9 to 5, in the quote unquote like cog in the wheel feeling job. Sometimes I think I've had lots of jobs where I've loved, and I felt like I could be creative in how I organized a spreadsheet and how I got a team excited about one goal. And yeah, creativity isn't necessarily art all the time. I think it's creative thinking and creative problem solving skills. I think that's a really wonderful way to find the creativity in a 9 to 5. And it doesn't always have to be, you have to, do pottery lessons after work or that. Although all of those are good things as well. I think it's great to have multiple outlets.
To your point, talking about creativity as individuals, there's being in an organization, you have the potential to be creative together and co-create something new or something transformational. So it's not just for, the hobbyist by themselves in their studio. Although that's wonderful too.
Yeah.
And I'm envious of those people because I'm not as good at that.
Yeah. Well, I think bringing it all back to Caitlin's question and tying this all together, hopefully in a nice way, is, one of the questions was how to add more joy, creativity, and wonder in your day-to-day life. Create something out of nothing from you didn't know how to play a song before and now you do. Or you take up watercolor and you have a blank canvas and now you have something. And even on less of a tangible sense, if you read a book, you now have that knowledge, and you can apply that later. And even if it's a fiction book, you learn something about someone's experience and you go to work the next day and you can apply what you read in that book to your work day. And it doesn't always have to be a book on how to be a good leader written by LinkedIn's #1 professional to pull that and be creative about it in the workplace. In summation, creativity is everywhere. And you just have to go out and grab it. I went in a really roundabout way to get there, but we got there. And so the next question that we have is from Norman.
Hi everyone, especially Makar's dad. My name is Norman, and I had a baby recently, like he's 6 months old. What were the best lessons that you learned by being a dad that we can apply, not just being fathers, but also like in our daily basis, like for people that don't have babies at all? Because this changed a lot of things, and I want to have your perspective on that. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Isn't he the nicest?
That's wonderful.
From Brazil.
From Brazil. Well, Norman, first off, congratulations on your baby.
Yeah.
That's obviously, I know that's a really exciting time, and I'd like to think I learned to be more patient. I remember my middle child, my eldest daughter, when she was like 4 years old, we were driving and it was in a Canadian winter, and she's sitting in the back seat and she's wearing a snowsuit and snow boots. And we tended to be in a hurry. We were in a hurry to get somewhere, and I was driving, and all of a sudden I hear this, I peed out of the back seat. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, now we're in a hurry and we've got a little girl sitting in her soaking wet snowsuit with pee right into her snow boot. And I remember in the back, stopping and trying to help her get changed into something and dry it off. And my frustration, I'm sure, was showing. And, because we were in a hurry, and I was not obviously smiling about this. And all of a sudden, this little 4-year-old girl starts singing a song she'd learned at her daycare. And she said, be patient, don't be in such a hurry. If you be impatient, you'll only die too early. and how do you stay frustrated there? And it was just a little lesson, like, grow up, Larry.
Yeah.
Who's the 3-year-old, and who's the dad here? And I've never forgotten that. So patience is a huge one. And I don't know if you need less patience or more patience as they get older. I think that you never have to stop being patient with your child. I mean, I have to be patient with McCary all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
No, it doesn't end.
It's relentless. Pretty funny.
Anyways.
I
hope you got my point there, Norman. But again, congratulations and all the best with you and that little one. That's pretty precious.
Yeah, super exciting. Thanks, Norman. And thanks for all your kind words as well, along with the message. No one else will get that, but Norman said some very nice things. So thank you, Norman. Okay, so the last question is this one. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, Larry. Congratulations on your new podcast with McCary. My name's Paul. My question is this. It seems like you're really close with your kids. Do you have any advice as to how to maintain a good relationship with your children as they grow up? And maybe also, from a child's perspective, how do you keep a good relationship with your parents as you age? Any help would be appreciated. Thank you.
We laugh because we know Paul, and his real name isn't Paul. We know him well, and he might be helping me out by sending me a question that we can answer. But good question, Paul.
It is. It's not an easy question.
How do we stay close?
Yeah, I think there's a. I think I've said it before. There's nothing more special than when you're adult children want to hang out with you, and you don't feel like it's just the duty because it's your birthday or Father's Day or Christmas and they're doing a duty visit. So that's pretty special. So staying close, I think you want to be available. You want to be there when they need you, and whether that's on the telephone or answering texts or just being at home when they come. I think, it's one thing to offer those things, but then when they're there, I think you have to be really careful that you're not judgmental about their friends or their choice of profession, or there's times if they ask for advice, you can give that. And staying close is, I think, being open-minded and not judgmental and supportive. I would think. And as far as about staying close with your parents, I'm a guy who's, my parents are both gone, and I miss them dearly. And I think that's how they would want it to be, that I miss them. Yeah. This one, I don't know this if I'm going too far, but I had a near-death experience just over a year ago. And all three kids were standing by the bed, and it was a little bit tense. It was serious enough that everyone was there, and I remember the conversation. I wasn't, just maybe because of medication or just circumstance, I don't remember being really frightened or afraid or agitated. I think I was pretty calm, but I remember telling the kids, the most important thing, whatever happens, is that when you think of me, you smile. And it might be a little late in life to, do things to, hope you did enough things that your kids smile about you when you leave this world. Boy, that's getting deep, isn't it?
It's okay.
But I think that's probably a pretty goal. It's like if you could write your own eulogy, and there again, it's getting deep again, what would you want someone to say? And if you want them to say it, you have to begin writing the script of that eulogy a lot sooner than 5 minutes before
you're about to die.
Exactly. That's got to be, that script starts the moment you meet one another or they're born. And I think that's a strategy that, as morbid as it might sound, if you're thinking ahead to what they're going to remember about you, I think you'll probably more likely do the right things by them.
Yeah. I remember you used to, well, used to is the key word. You don't joke about it anymore, but when you did something that bothered me and I'd be irritated, you'd say, well, I'm just making it so you won't miss me when I'm dead. Like, you won't cry at the funeral.
Yeah,
you're welcome. It won't hurt so much.
Yeah.
You don't make that joke anymore.
No, it's not quite as funny. Quite a few things aren't as funny as they used to be. Yeah, I don't tell care home jokes. I don't, it's just stuff like that.
Well, you think your jokes are bad. I made, for your 65th birthday, ironically, Mom made a big birthday party and her tagline was 65 and still alive. How little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I think, anyway, no comment. But so that was pretty funny, I guess, foreshadowing. But Mom had printed all these pictures of you for the party. And I don't know, as a joke or just because it was fun, but we'd hung all those pictures up around the house and left them there. And I made the joke of, oh, Dad, this one's a good picture for the funeral card, and this one's a good picture for your, up on the casket. And anyway, then you had a heart attack like a month later and almost died. So I felt pretty bad about those jokes.
Well, what's interesting is that those pictures and Mom did an amazing job. That my birthday party was second to none. I so appreciate it. But she left all those pictures in the house. So now I'm in the hospital. That's not a priority to take them all down. So when it came, when I got home, it was like, holy smokes, you'd have been decorated for the celebration of life if you'd have needed it.
Yeah, it'd have been a cheap
party. It was
party.
already done. Yeah, you had your you had all your decorations up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Actually, this one's kind of funny. The last morbid funny joke that I'll tell, but when you were in the hospital, I won't go into the details, but you had something on the side of your neck, and it needed to be there for you to be alive.
It was called an
basically.
emergency. It was an emergency ICD.
Pacemaker.
No, it was the defibrillator.
Oh, right. An emergency I said I wasn't going to go into details.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, it was a thing sticking out of your neck that was necessary for survival, basically. And I was sad, and I went to hug you to say goodbye for the day and, hope you made it through the night and all that kind of stuff. We joke now. Comedy's tragedy plus time. But I remember leaning down and hugging you and pulling away, and the thing that had been stuck in your neck had a piece of tape on it, and that piece of tape got stuck on me, and I pulled away and I realized what I'd done, and I go, oh no, and I look down and Dad's going
that probably wasn't that funny.
It wasn't that funny.
Hindsight.
It scared me so bad.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny. So anyway, that was a good one. But yeah, I think to reel it all back in and to get us away from talking about our traumas in a comedic fashion, to make it all feel okay, I think great advice of doing things, whether it's parents, kids, or anyone in your life that you think is, that you want to have in your life. I think it's good to live as though you want them to say nice things at your funeral and you want them to smile when they think of you.
Yeah, I think the eulogy is a way to, I guess, really put a picture on that. But I think, just will your memories make them smile, like genuinely smile. And I don't mean some sarcastic grin. I mean a nice smile.
Yeah, like a maniacal.
Yeah,
I put the poison in his drink. I can't. I'm happy he's gone, and I got life insurance. Smile.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. Do I have any advice for that? I don't know. No.
I'd give you some credit because like right now, I can't thank you enough for this time. I think this is absolute quality time, and I'm a lucky dad right now to be spending this time, and it's just wanted to say that.
Thanks,
just wanted to say that.
Dad.
Yeah.
Thanks. You know what? Just for that, I'll think fondly of you when you die. You saved it. I was just about to be not a fan.
Yeah. That's funny.
Amazing. All right, Dad. Well, now it's time for the final segment, and that's what the heck is your problem?
At this point, I'm going to be really honest and say I don't think I have a problem. We've mentioned the heart attack and things, and that is a problem. Yeah. There's no way
flesh wound.
I will not downplay heart attacks and cardiac arrests and stents and defibrillators and pacemakers that I'm now wearing and getting used to. There's a lot of downsides to everything that goes with that. The near-death experience, the fatigue, the pills. I could go on and on, even though I'm
you could go on and on, or you are going
I am going on and on. But I want to say, and I've told several people this, the upsides. Mm-hmm. The upsides are I haven't had any alcohol for over a year. I've lost some weight that I probably should have lost a long time ago. And most importantly, I've had more and deeper conversations with you guys, with my kids, than I've had, not that we didn't have good conversations, but I believe we've had better conversations in the last year than I have in the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. So you got to look at the upside sometimes too.
Yeah.
And what we're doing right now, huge upside. I'm feeling really spoiled.
Lovely. All right. Well, that's all we have time for. How do you think we did this episode, Dad?
I don't know. We may be like getting into some morbid humor, but
yeah. Sorry, we didn't do a trigger warning.
But it was from the heart, and I think that it's to be sincere. That's been, I think, the goal of everything from your YouTube channel to this is to be sincere. Mm-hmm. Authentic, and that's a strength you have.
Thanks.
How do you think we did?
Yes. I think we did well. For anyone who doesn't know, these first 5 episodes of the Live, Laugh, Larry podcast have been a fun capsule project that I made as part of a bigger video on my YouTube channel kind of with the notion of you can do anything and an idea can go from being in your brain to out into the world if you try. And we did it. We did the 5 episodes. I feel really good about it. It's crazy how much I think we improved from episode 1 to episode 5. And I think there's always room for improvement, and we can keep getting better and better, and hopefully keep this going if people send in their questions, because we've been doing all of this in a vacuum right now. None of this has gone to the internet, and all the questions that have come in have been from really wonderful and helpful subscribers who I reached out to, and they sent in their questions having never heard the podcast, knowing really nothing about this idea, and I really, really thank you guys for that. It means a lot, and it's so cool to see how by doing YouTube we can connect with people around the world, and that's just so, it warms my little heart. And yeah, so I think onwards and upwards, we can only get better from here. Hopefully this backdrop can get a little better. It was a pretty rushed podcast studio setup, but I think it's definitely better than nothing. And yeah, ultimately this has just been a really fun thing to do with you.
Yeah, no, it's good. I have to admit, and I'm not sure what people really think of this Live Love Larry.
Live Laugh Larry.
Live Laugh Larry. May sound a little pretentious to have my name in there. And I just have to say it wasn't my idea. And I just, I want to make sure I didn't.
No, Dad, I do recall you saying, McCary, I need you to make this happen. I need a podcast and I need my name in the title. Remember, Dad, you said that.
Yeah, no, I remember now. I said, that might have been on on my dying bed. A death wish.
Maybe.
No,
but I remember I said, Dad, I'll do my best. And you said, my people will talk to your people. And you hung up. Diva.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
me.
it was all his idea.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It was all my idea. And thank you for participating. Thanks for being a willing participant. So
it's been fun. It's fun.
It's been fun, and I think we'll keep doing it. So to close things off, I want to send the 2 of us and whoever's out there listening into the world with a task. And this week's task is to donate a book to one of those take a book, leave a book libraries. I don't know if it's specific to where we live, but those things are bouncing around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert. They're everywhere. Do you get that reference?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. That's not even a really good reference.
Nickelback?
Well, no, they're fine. We won't get into the argument of Nickelback being good or not.
I
It's
like
just,
Nickelback.
yeah. Ooh, cancel. Just kidding.
Photograph. Anyway.
Look at this graph. Okay, anyway. Yeah, don't take a book. Leave a book at a book donation library thing. The little pop-up ones. Anyway, they're all around our town, and maybe they're around yours too. And if not, just donate a book to a library. Can you even do that?
I don't know.
I
don't think you can.
You can. Okay. Give a book to a friend. Give a book away. Take one to a Value Village or something. Value Village. Anyway, if you do feel so inclined, please take a picture of you with the book, you giving away the book, the little book library that you took it to, and take a picture of yourself with it and tag us on Instagram at livelaughlarrypod. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment your favorite part. It will really help us get this podcast off the ground. And like I say every time, it'll let us know if we should keep doing this or stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And lastly, if you are in need of some dad advice, please send in your video recording or audio message to livelaughlarrypod@gmail.com. And if you don't know how to do it, you can message me on Instagram and I'll get back to you and I'll help. So, yay!
Yay.